Join us in this episode as we explore some of our favourite wild anchorages yet and continue exploring the stunning Norwegian coast. In the midst of the Arctic summer. I'm Jasmine, and these are my parents, Guy and Joe. And this is our home, Free Spirit. Come join us on our adventures. It was the end of June and we set off and headed to a new, uncharted anchorage. It was just a short hop from Helnesund. But we soon found ourselves surrounded by a wild and beautiful landscape, similar to what you might expect to find in a fantasy book. We watched a moose, also known as Eurasian elk, as it wandered the shoreline. This truly felt like a wild place. There were no human footprints on the shore, only those of wild animals. We felt incredibly lucky to be able to explore this place at our own leisure and drink in its beauty. We decided to stay anchored here for another few days. days and nights of endless sunshine, alone and surrounded by nature, it felt like we had found paradise. We watched as reindeer splashed along the shoreline. This summer saw record high temperatures in the Arctic. Although pleasant for us as visitors to this region, these temperatures are almost certainly a result of climate change and could have devastating effects for biodiversity and human livelihoods in the region. With 24 hours of sunshine at this time of year, we recorded temperatures of close to 30 degrees Celsius. And in the Norland area, there were warnings of high forest fire risk in place for weeks at a time. We set off in our kayaks to explore. At high tide, we could kayak into small inlets. It felt like a dream, drifting through this incredible landscape. The Merle beaches were beautiful, although painful to walk on with bare feet. In the light of the midnight sun, we danced and watched as moose wandered and grazed around us. Eventually it was time to up anchor and move again. We anchored near Norskott. We passed a small private island that had some interesting architecture, designed for guests to witness the spectacle of the midnight sun and the northern lights in winter. Stocked up with new supplies, we set off to explore. We came across a lovely shelter, free for all to use. Equipped with lighters, knives, candles, cushions, chopped wood for the fire pit, and toys for children to play with. Huts like this are common in Norway and indicative of the Norwegians' trusting nature, as well as their love for the outdoors. We set off on a hike to a special site we'd heard about. The journey took us through a magical and beautiful woodland. After a bit of a scramble, we reached the entrance to an impressive cave, known as Resholla, or the Troll Cave. From the hill, we saw the outline of our future destination, the Lofoten Islands. We set off again. short distance away was a small group of islands. We had the place totally to ourselves. And just like that, the winds calmed, and all was still underneath the midnight sun. The next day we upped anchor and headed to what would be our last anchorage before heading across to the Lofoten Islands. We jumped in to explore the underwater world. It wasn't long before we started to see some marine life. Closer to shore, we found seaweed forests teeming with fish. On the more exposed side of the islands, we found a thick and healthy kelp forest, a lovely sight to see as they have been in decline throughout the Arctic. waters were so clear we could easily see the world beneath. The islands were a delight to explore and were home to some interesting flora and fauna. Please like and subscribe. A huge thank you to all my Patreons for helping to support the production of these videos. If you'd like to help as well, then click the link in the description and visit my Patreon account. Join us next time as we sail across to the Lofoten Islands. And begin to explore this incredible place in all its beauty. Pretty awesome boat, man.
You should be out there.
It's a pirate's life for me. You savvy?